Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the class. Do you remember what we learned in the previous class? Yes, very good. The story of Lentil the Farmer. Are you ready to hear the next part of the story? Okay, children, before going to the next part of the story, let's recollect the previous class. Okay, students, who is the main character in this story? Yes, you are right, Lentil the Farmer. Okay, where did he live? Yes, very good. Lenzo lived in a small, lonely house on the crest of a small hill. From there, he could see his ripe cornfield. He wished to get a downpour or at least a shower to get good harvest from his cornfield. On that day, throughout the morning, he looked at northeast, expecting rain. Then he saw clouds gathered together as a huge mountain. Then he told to his wife, "This year we will get good rain and harvest." When it started to rain outside, he felt very happy. Then he went out to have the pleasure of feeling the rain. When he was in the rain, he felt that they were not raindrops. They are like new coins. Then he thought that the big drops are the coins of tens and the little drops are the coins of fives. That means he expects if he get good harvest, he can earn more money and live happily throughout the year. Okay, students, now let's go to the next part of the story. I will read the text. You listen carefully and read with me. A night of sorrow. He looked at the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow. Very large hailstones began to fall. "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed Lancho. "I hope it passes quickly." It didn't pass quickly. It hailed for an hour on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, and the old valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. Students, have you got an idea from the passage? Okay, you don't worry, I will give the explanation. We know Lancho was very happy when it started raining. But his happiness didn't last long. Do you know what happened? Let's see what was the reason. When Lencho looked at the field, he felt that the rain is like a curtain hanging on his ripe cornfield. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow. Along with the wind, very large hailstones also began to fall. Have you heard about hailstones or have you seen hailstones? Okay, look at this picture. The hailstones are the small balls of ice that falls like rain. Hailstones are the small balls of ice that falls like rain from the clouds. Okay? By seeing this, he exclaimed. By seeing the hailstones, Lancho exclaimed, "Oh my God, it's really getting bad now." He thought it will pass quickly, but it didn't pass quickly. The falling of hailstones continued of an hour on his house, garden, his hillside, the cornfield, and in the old valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. Here, the snow is compared to salt. We know the color of salt and snow is white. When Lencho looked at the field, he felt that his cornfield is covered with a white blanket. There was not a leaf remained on the trees. Okay, students, now let's move to the next part of the story. Listen here. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers had disappeared from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. That night was a sorrowful one. This year we will have no corn. There is no one to help us. We will all go hungry this year. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, there was a single hope, help from God. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, God. Students, please listen here. Here, the hailstones destroyed everything. Destroy means to ruin. The hailstones ruined Lencho's cornfield. All the flowers were disappeared from the plants. Disappear means to vanish or not in sight. Okay, students, suppose you are the farmer. Then what will you feel in this situation? Yes, very good. You feel very sad. Like that, his mind was filled with sorrow. We know it was the only hope of him to get good harvest. He had no other way to earn money. That night was a sorrowful one for him. Sorrow means sad. At that time, Lencho said to his wife, "This year we will have no corn. There is no one to help us. We will all go hungry this year. So we will have to suffer everything." We know now they lost all their hopes. They can't do anything. They have no other way to earn money. But in the hearts of all who lived in that house had a single hope, that is, the help from God. Here, Lencho believes God will help him. He couldn't sleep on that day. All through that night, Lencho thought only of the help from God. He has good faith in God. Okay, dears, hope you understood the passage very well. Now, let's move to page number 44 to do some textual activities. Students, listen here. A hailstorm destroyed the crops in Lanjo's village. The local newspaper reported it. Prepare the likely news report. Here we have to prepare the news report of Lencho's village where the hailstorm destroyed the crops. Okay, dears, have you noticed a news report? Yes, very good. Can you say any speciality of the news report? Yes, very good. First, a news report has a heading. Then, second one, the place of occurrence is given in the beginning. First, we have to write, after that, we have to write where did the event take place. That means the name of place. Then, when did it take place? Or when did the event take place? Then, next one, what is the main event? There, we have to write the main event. Then, how did it happen? Or why did it happen? After that, what are the details of the event we have to write there. Then who are the persons involved in the event. When we consider all these things, we can prepare a good news report. Students, please listen. Here is the news report for you. Now let's check whether the above set points are here or not. First, it should have a catchy heading. That is, when we read the heading, we should understand what will be the content. Here, the heading is Hailstorm Destroys Crops. Then the second point, where did the news report or the event take place? Here, it is the place here, the Green Valley. Next, when did it take place? Here, the date is here 10 bar 8 bar 2020. Then, what is the main event? The main event, a hailstorm completely destroyed the field of ripe corn in the Green Valley last evening. Then, how did it or why did it happen? Here, farmers were praying for the rain, but it came as a hailstorm. Then, the next point, what are the details of the event? Here, the details are no death has been reported yet. Lentil, the leading farmer, alone suffered a loss of at least 200 pesos. Then, last point, who are the persons involved in the event? Here, Lencho, the leading farmer, alone suffered a loss of at least 200 pesos, and the district collector visited the valley late in the evening. These are about the report. Okay, students, now I will read once more. Please listen here. Hailstorm destroys crops. Green Valley, 10 bar 8 bar 2020. A hailstorm completely destroyed the field of ripe corn in the Green Valley last evening. Farmers were praying for the rain, but it came as a hailstorm. No death has been reported yet. Alonso, the leading farmer, alone suffered a loss of at least 200 pesos. The district collector visited the valley late in the evening. Okay, dear students, hope all of you understood about how to prepare a news report. It is very important. Study well. We will meet on next class. Thank you.